Welcome back to the Bantering Boneheads.
I just sat down. What are we talking about?
We are going to be talking about either the darndest things kids say or do. I mean, just kid stories, man.
Oh,
you
yeah.
know, and I know you got a 5-year-old, and
I do.
I probably got more stories from him than you do.
Yeah. Well, you know what? I'll just rip the Band-Aid off. You know what the one that comes to mind most recently is?
What's that?
So he wasn't constipated. He just decided that he didn't want to go to the bathroom for whatever reason.
Yeah.
And Heather pumped him full of meds. Just as many as she could give him. We're talking days of this stuff.
Yeah.
And then he finally went. This dude comes bouncing out of the bathroom and goes, "Daddy, my poop's like ice cream." And I was just like, "That's nice, kid." What am I supposed to say to this? I got
like
nothing.
Ice cream. Man, kids, dude, they are hilarious when you really think about it, man. I remember like Todd when he was a baby. For those of you who don't know, Todd's my son, and so there was, I don't remember how old he was, but he would say me a lot, and I was trying to teach him to say I instead of me. So we go to Walmart. I remember all of us at Walmart. We get out of the car and Lisa's holding him. We're walking through the parking lot. The girls are walking with us, and he's like, "Mommy, me thirsty." I said, "Todd, I'm thirsty." He said, "Me too." What do you do with that?
I had a cousin that when he was little, he didn't say this, but we were trying to teach him to point appropriately, because instead of doing this, or even as my grandfather did, instead of doing this, he did this.
Oh no!
So where's the camera?
There it is.
Yeah.
And it wasn't. He had no idea. He'd just be like, "I want to go there," and I'm like, "What are you doing? Stop it!"
When we were younger, man, my brother's 4 years younger than me, and he was always the kind that liked to take stuff apart. Man, he'd take stuff apart, put it back together, or always parts left over. But he carried a screwdriver around, and he'd walk up to somebody, "You want a screw?" And Mom would say, "Don't say that, don't say that." And I'm sitting there thinking, well, what's bad about that? But it was just funny. One of my favorite stories with kids was Maui, my granddaughter.
Oh Lord, this could go anywhere.
She's 12 years old now, and but when she was, I don't know, 5 or 6, she was in school. And for whatever reason, that day, I was going to pick her up from school. So we're riding in the car back to my house, and she's like, "Poppy, I got a question." I'm like, "Okay." She calls me Poppy in case you hadn't figured that out. But she said, "I got a question." I said, "Well, what's that?" She said, "So like when you're born, you're a baby, and then you become a kid, then you become an adult, and then you get old and die, right?" I said, "Well, yeah, kind of like that." She said, "Well, I got a question." I said, "What's that?" She said, "Why are you not dead yet?"
Oh man!
Yeah, I was like, "Whoa!"
Nate told me once that I was 100.
100?
Yeah, and I was like, "How old does that make Papa?" Which is my dad, and he goes, "He's only like 80." It's like, dude, that's not how that works, man. That's not how that works at all.
The way they comprehend things,
Dude, kid logic will make your head hurt.
Oh, it's hilarious, man. I remember, and I was pretty sick as a child, so I didn't.
That hasn't changed much.
In the earlier years, I didn't get to go out a lot and stuff like that. But I remember one time it snowed, and I was sick, of course, and I wanted to go out in it so bad. So Mom went out, and she just made me a snowball and brought it in. And for years, I thought snow fell in balls. I thought it, I didn't realize it was just little flakes, that come down. And, just the way kids, I remember little things about how I thought about stuff when I was younger. And it's kind of wild, man.
Nate it was cute to a point. But when Jackie died, we all went down for the funeral. We were down there for like a week. And we don't hide stuff from him. Like, people die. Like, we explain what it is to the best that we can do for a 5-year-old and go on. Like, we don't try to sugarcoat things. So he's asking before we leave about the funeral, and Heather's like, "Well, it's just when you go say goodbye to somebody that's died." So literally right after the funeral, she calls my mom to check on him, to say like, "Hey, how are you doing?" And he goes, "Did you wave to her?" And we're like, "What are you talking about?" She goes, did you wave bye to your friend? We're like, dude, what are you talking? He goes, the one that died. Did you wave to her?
Yeah, the way they think about things is funny. And I don't even know. I remember when I was a kid, and I don't even know what even put this thought in my head. But, and this is really weird, but I used to think when you ran a fever that you had a candy bar in your forehead. And I don't know why.
Where the hell are you going with this?
Yeah, I'm not going anywhere. I'm just talking about kids' thought process, man. You know, for some reason, I thought a fever was a candy bar in your forehead.
Candy bar named Fever? Like,
No, that's what I'm saying. You know,
where
it's
did you
just
come up with that?
I don't know.
It couldn't have been a Reese cup, huh?
Oh man, that's the best candy in the
We need some
world.
why don't we have candy in here to snack while we're recording?
Because I'm diabetic.
Well, that's your
Temptation.
problem. That's your problem.
We get some carrot sticks in here.
No,
I
chocolate covered.
I refuse to eat the food my food eats.
I like carrots. I didn't used to, but I do, and I know that has nothing to do with kids. You know, we're bad to go off in the left field somewhere.
It's called a tangent.
A tangent.
We do that a lot.
We do. But kids, man, it's so funny, man. The way they think, the things they do, you know.
So spoiler alert for the adults here, and turn it off if your kids are here. Santa Claus isn't real. And we don't hide that from Nate. We never have. This dude flat friggin' out refuses to accept it. Period. We've never done the Santa Claus thing. Ever. Like, since he was born, Mom and Dad are Santa Claus. We buy your gifts. Santa Claus is an idea. Everyone is Santa Claus. And he's like, nope, Santa's coming. We'll argue until he's blue in the face that Santa's coming and bringing gifts. I don't know why he's so stuck on it, dude. I don't have a clue.
I don't know, man. But like the Santa Claus thing, man, for those you don't know, well, you remember man, this is probably going to really mess some of y'all up. But I'm going to be truthful and honest from the heart. When we interviewed Santa, it was not him. It was David in a Santa costume. And I know that probably hurts a lot of y'all, and I'm sorry we misled you that way. But anyway.
But if you couldn't figure out from Santa's side business making toys, well, it's kind of your own fault.
So David's got this really good Santa outfit. I mean, this thing is like the Cadillac of Santa outfits. You know what I mean? So one year we got him to come in, and what he did, and this is just a big pat on the back to David, man. What he would do was he'd put this suit on, and he would go to these
all kinds
different
of places,
venues, and set up and talk to kids and stuff like that, and ask for donations. And he'd take every penny of that, and we would help a family with that every year. I mean, we've done that multiple times.
Go David.
So he never made a freaking penny off of it. It was just to, hey, raise some funds to help families out, and that. So my hat's off to you, big dog. But anyway,
Well, you don't have a hat, but I appreciate it.
Yeah.
The biggest question on everyone's mind is, have you been naughty or nice?
I told you it was off.
Oh,
I'd take mine off, but it'd screw the headphones up. And I don't want to deal with that.
But anyway,
no. Hey, before you go on, I've got to say now, what Tony's saying is true. I'd go out, set up, get money, and bring it back, give it to Tony and my sister Lisa, and they would go out. They would help find the family that needs it, and they would go out and do all the purchasing. They would wrap stuff up and all this. And
she would wrap stuff.
Well, and then Santa Claus would make the delivery.
Yes, Santa Claus would make the delivery, and there was years that we, used other Santas to do stuff like that too. But it is really, man, it's really a touching thing, because I remember that one guy we used one year to make a delivery. He's like, yeah, I'll do it, and this dude really looked like Santa Claus. You remember Chuck down the street?
I do.
Yeah, he looked like Santa Claus in the face. And, man, he came back to me after he made that delivery, and he's like, dude, he said, he was almost in tears, and he's like, thank you. And I was like, thank you. You're the one that delivered them, but, it's just really touching. But anyway, David's got this cool Santa outfit. So we used to bring him over sometimes at Christmas, and he'd stop in, and when the kids were really small, and make a big to do. So one year he was over there, and he slipped out, put his outfit on, went around to the front of the house, and came in through the front door. So Maui's sitting on his lap going through this whole thing, and David does a spiel, then he leaves, and then she's like, she was real quiet about it. She's like, Poppy. I'm like, yeah. She said, that wasn't the real Santa Claus. I'm like, why do you say that? His boots. He didn't have his boots on.
Dude, so it's...
She's like, I think that was Uncle David. Go ahead.
I can't attest to this because I don't remember it, but allegedly, when I was in elementary school, Santa used to come every year and like give out a bag of oranges or something. I don't know. And my mom came once, and I left, like did the whole Santa thing, and I left, and I was mad. I was mad as hell. And she's like, What's up, dude? Like, you just saw Santa. And I'm like, wasn't the freaking real Santa. She's like, well, yeah, sure it was. What do you mean it wasn't the real Santa? I'm like, no, it wasn't the real Santa. She goes, well, how do you know? I'm like, he had lace-up boots on. Santa doesn't wear lace-up boots. He wears pull-ons. It was a fake Santa. I was apparently mad about this for weeks. I have no recollection of it whatsoever.
That could go back to one of those traumatizing things we were talking about last time.
That's why I don't trust Santa.
But David, even his boots were the authentic. I mean, this is top quality stuff, man. So, Maui picked right up on the boot thing.
It's wild, dude.
Yeah, it is, man. But kids, they're so much fun, and you almost hate to see them grow up. So, any more kid stories, man?
No, but I'm seeing baseball signs from David, so I assume that means you should like and subscribe because
yeah. So we're trying to get our podcast growing, right? We need more subscribers and stuff, and so we come up with David like, look, you got to remind us to ask people to subscribe, and just do something like this. So you'll sit back here, and David, hey, switch to the camera. Give us a good one.
He patted his head 3 times and rubbed his nose.
Yeah.
See that thing where he licked his tongue right there? That's sign language for Matthew. Shut up.
But yeah, man, if you could subscribe, we would appreciate it. Share it with the world. We're just here to have a good time and grow this thing.
There's some people out there that don't need to see this.
Yeah, there are. Some people like that. But any more
share it with the people that are over 25.
Why? What about 21-year-olds?
21-year-olds still believe in Santa.
Do they?
A lot of them do.
I mean,
have you seen 21-year-olds these days?
I wish that I could still drink like I could when I was 21. I'd believe in just about any damn
Wait
thing.
a minute. Are y'all saying Santa is not real?
I hate to break your heart like this, Tony, but I have some bad news.
Oh, goodness. But, man, kids, dude, they are so fun when you just watch the little things they do, or say, or it just is hilarious. We get our grandkids every week, just about every week.
It's such a welcome break.
Yeah, and we just sit there and watch them run amok and come up with crazy things, and...
Dude, so Nate, before he started school, he stayed with my aunt, who was a retired school teacher. So, he was getting pretty good at drawing and all that stuff.
Yeah.
And I go pick him up one day, and he's like, Dad, I drew a picture of you. And I was like, oh, that's cool, kid. Let me see it. And it's a stick figure upside down, and there's a thing driven in it. And I'm like, okay, buddy, what is that? And he goes, you're in a trash can. I'm like, yeah. What am I doing in a trash can? He goes, I don't know. I'm serious, dude. I swear to you. I swear to you. It happened exactly like that.
Here's another one. So Lisa put this app on her phone years ago when Maui was small.
Talking Tom?
No, not that one. It was some kind of thing where you could take a girl or a guy in the app and dress them up or whatever. I don't know what it was. And so Maui's one day. And I think she was the one doing it. She said, I'm going to make Poppy, so she pulled up a male character and was doing stuff to it. And JoJo's back there watching it. And he's like, apparently the one she pulled up was a little black man, and she's like, and JoJo's like, Poppy's not black.
So Nate was 3.5. He was just getting to where he could sort of kind of talk okay. And there's this. We were in a store somewhere. I don't even remember what. And Heather's holding him, and I guess a dude in a wheelchair rolled up behind us, and he just kind of picks his head back and was like, "Why is he in a wheelchair?"
Yeah, yeah. They got no shame, man, and they'll ask a question or
it's
point something out.
I barely stopped him from asking a dude one time that was missing his leg. Like, where's your leg?
And I think a lot of the people don't mind that, man.
He used to go to grocery shopping with me, and like when I'm walking through the store, if I'm coming up on somebody, I'm like, "Excuse me, hey, how are you?" Like just talking to people, right? If you're trying to change the camera, there it is. So for a while, he got to where he would do it. He'd just be in the car, and he'd just be like, "Hi, excuse me, to literally everyone we passed. And I'm like, "Oh, that's cute." But then the first time that he went, "Hi, excuse me," and someone went, "Hey, how are you?" He's like, "Who the fuck are you, and why are you talking to me?" Yeah, that. Sorry, my bad. He shrunk down into the buggy and was like, "I don't know you. Why are you speaking to me?"
I mean, my mom has false teeth, right? So I remember the first time she'd done that. She used to do this thing occasionally where she'd just do something and her top teeth would come out and so pull them back in or whatever. And she did that to JoJo. Man, he's like,
yeah, if you've never seen that before, that'll
mess a kid up.
Yeah, that's not a. That's
I think
not a
my
good
mom
day.
traumatized him. but you got any, David, you want to talk about, or are we gonna?
I think we can start wrapping things up if you
All
want
right.
to.
Well,
For the third time, let's get it done.
Okay, wherever you go,
Whatever you do,
stay bona fide.
Congrats, guys. We got it.